So Andrew's a high school golfer who is looking to improve his tournament and competitive scores. That's what we're working on together. So we're going over some basic arm motion in his swing, and in particular right arm width, to try and control speed and contact. So your block station, we're going to split into two parts when you do it. One is going to be where you set up the deliberate setup part, distance away from the ball, and then the width. Now this part, I want something in there where you have feedback on the width. You can have feedback on the setup. I put the ball down, put a stick down. And then the width part is just a feel thing. I don't want it to be just a feel thing. I want you to have, am I doing this right or not? Now here's how this works. There's a little from football. Let me have this. Let me have you stand right there, please. Now if I take this or a ball of this size or something, see if I can coordinate this, and put this between my arms, just underneath my elbows, like so. Now, width or lack of width is correlated directly one-to-one with distance between your elbows. What I mean by that is this. If I make a backswing and I keep this ball here and I keep my elbows, let's just say they're 5 inches apart, my elbows. If I keep them 5 inches apart forever and I make a backswing, it's very difficult, in fact impossible, for me to get my right arm bent too much and keep it in and still make a swing, right? When you go up to the top and we see you at the top, what happens? You go up like so, and then the elbows start to separate, and then the right arm gets very narrow like this, and elbows get far away. I don't mind the club going across the line. In fact, I like some of that because of how you reroute it. But when your elbow gets tucked too far behind you, that's when you're going to get steep and narrow at the bottom. Does that make sense? So your feedback station for that of how do I know if I'm wide or not is going to be first with this. Now how we're going to do this is I'm going to put that in between your arms, and you're just going to swing a couple. It's going to feel restricted and short. In the beginning, you're going to feel kind of like this. It's going to feel restricted and short. I want you to do that without a ball first, with that in, just to feel it, and then we're going to start to put a golf ball in, and you're going to begin for a while to do that with half swings, just to start to get a feel for it. And then we're going to put that more into your full swing. That make sense? So I'm going to show you how to do it. So I'm going to put that in underneath your elbows. Got that in there, okay? Mm-hmm. So just make a couple backswings, like halfway back, halfway through, just short ones. A little longer. Cool. So let's just do a couple kind of back and forth. Keep going back. Good. You got a little hinge. Good. Same thing. Go ahead and just do that little backswing. Go ahead. So you got a little hinge here too when you go. Yeah. Cool. So let's do 5 swings, no pauses, and what feels like half to 3/4 swings both ways. Let's start with that first. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable in the beginning. Good. Half to 3/4. Good, one more. Okay. Now, I'd like for you to do the same thing, and as soon as, so what happens is like this. Keep that ball there. So when we take our setup here, and you come back, and we keep that in, what's going to look different is when you get here, that there's a lot more distance between your, let's say, the club and your body, or how much right arm bend you have. If that's what we're looking for, and let's see where you normally go. Should be in more than that. So let's say, what about left arm parallel? Might be about there. So the distance of that being wider, that right arm being longer, and the club being farther up your body is what we're looking for there. Make sense? Yep. So as soon as you can do this and clip that mat 3 times in a row, we'll put a ball in. So same thing, half or 3/4 swings, feeling the width, and then we're going to add the mat clip. Back, through, good. Because this is going to be a little different. You have to do some different things now to be able to hit a ball well from here. It's going to feel a little weird in the beginning. Might not be able to hit it perfect right off the bat. Good, let's just take your normal setup. I'm going to do one with you. So keep your hands on there. You ready? Feel how wide that is away when you do this part like that? I want you to almost have a sense that your hands get as far away from this as you can, and this right arm is going to stay a lot straighter, a lot longer. When you get narrow, bend that a lot. Bend, 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 bend. That's what creates the narrow, right? So if you keep that straighter as you go, which you're going to feel super wide, and you can hinge if you want, some is okay, but I want this far away from you, which is going to go with how bent or how straight that is. Just feeling like that stays longer, straighter a little bit longer. Show me that move first. Just halfway back. Yeah, good. So straighten that even more. Yeah, good. Good, again. Just do it slow. Good. This is the first real like body part technique thing we're changing. It's hard to do. This isn't one of those easy like you're doing your chip, so I just hold a stick there and then you chip at it right away things. This is like you have to work to change this part. But there is enough added benefit at the end of this to go through this initial phase of it feeling weird. Right, does that make sense? Yeah. So when I put this in with you, what I'm looking for it to do, as you keep your elbows together, we'll get rid of some of that at the top. But I really want that right arm to feel like it stays longer, right, which will make it wider. Almost like it doesn't hardly bend at all when you do it. So give me a couple good practice ones with that, and then we'll put a ball and then we'll hit. Look good. So we're going to keep that right arm long as you go back. Good, again, even longer. Almost feel like it doesn't ever hinge up, it doesn't ever bend. Okay, let me show you that so you can see.
It's pretty.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way better. But that's got to feel to you, right? Even when we go here, that's you feeling like your arm's very straight to create that width. And it still has some bend in it. It's like, it just has to be freaking exaggerated, right? But we do the same thing for a couple weeks, it's going to feel normal. That's, if we could get more towards there at the top for you, we would be golden. Let's do that same thing and then we'll put a ball in. Now, I'm going to take this out for a minute. Show me that without this if you can do the same thing. Right arm wide. Nope. See, look, see how bent it was? Yeah, yeah. Feel like that right arm stays straight as long as you can. Straighter. Yeah, good. Again. Do it slow. Straighter. Yeah, restart. So let's do one slow motion together. Take your normal setup and then start to make a backswing slow. So right now we're still pretty straight, right? Keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it straight, keep it straight, good. So up until about there is about as far as you can go, probably physically, where this can stay pretty straight. Yeah. Then it's gonna have to bend. So for right now, I want you to feel like you're not going that much farther past than this to keep that right arm straight. Let's do that one more time. Right arm straight forever. Good, yeah, again. Okay, good. So here's how we're going to work this in. Because this is one that just feels weird. I'm going to say it a million times. I've been on the other side of this conversation of like, it sucks in the beginning doing that. The first couple we're going to do, you're going to do a normal setup, and then you're going to make a backswing, and then feel like your right arm straight. It's not going to be straight. It's going to be bent. But when you feel it straight, we're going to pause there, and then you're going to recapture the ball and hit from a pause spot. That's sometimes hard in the beginning. It's like the right arm only. Let's do normal setup. So you're going to go back. I'm going to make sure you're good, and then we're going to hit from there. So let's go right arm straight as long as you can, and then pause and hang out. Good. That's pretty good. Okay, go ahead and hit from there. Let's do that same thing. Up to the top and pause. Stay there, stay there, stay there. Good. Go ahead and hit from there. Good. That's pretty good for your first time doing that. Same thing. Good. Right arm straight. So you go back. Awesome. Go ahead. Good job, dude. Nicely done. Good job. Same thing. Right arm straight. Good, dude. Good. And one more, please. With the pause. I want to show you what that looks like. Hang on one second. Okay. So give me the right arm straight. Pause at the top. Yep, good. Cool. Let's look at that. Much better. Awesome. That's beautiful, dude. Instead of that right elbow getting deep and going too far behind you, that's cool.